Buckle up, everybody, because today we are diving deep into The Naked Ape by
Whoa,
Desmond Morris.
that's a good one.
This book is going to make you look at yourself
Yeah.
and all of humanity in a whole new light.
Like a zoologist looking at us.
Exactly like a zoologist.
Fascinating approach.
It really is.
Morris thinks so much of what we do.
Yeah.
Even like the really complicated stuff. It all goes back to our history as primates.
Really primal stuff.
It is primal.
We're
From
very-
sex,
Yeah.
aggression.
A whole shebang.
He really goes there. He does. But one thing we should probably mention right off the bat.
Yeah.
This book was written back in 1967.
Oh, wow.
So as we go along,
Yeah.
we'll have to kind of keep that in mind.
Of course.
Some of this might need a little 21st century update.
Absolutely. But that's part of what makes it so interesting, right?
Right.
It's like seeing how our understanding of these ideas
Yeah.
has changed as society has changed.
Okay, so the big question for this deep dive.
Lay it on me. What does it really mean to be a naked ape
Ooh, I like
in the modern world?
Yes.
Let's start with Morris's main point.
Okay.
Humans are primates, obviously.
Yeah,
But we have this strong carnivore streak, too.
it's true.
So how did that happen?
Well, one theory Morris explores is
Yeah.
the hunting ape hypothesis.
Ooh.
Picture our ancestors
Yeah.
leaving the trees,
Okay.
venturing out onto the savannah,
Uh,
and starting to hunt.
hunt in groups.
In groups, exactly. They needed to
Work together.
cooperate, develop strategies and tools.
Hold on. Are you saying that those marathon chases after gazelles
Wow.
is what gave us these big brains?
Think about it.
I mean, I don't know.
Hunting is a whole different level of thinking
Yeah.
than just grabbing a banana off a tree.
That's true.
You have to plan.
Okay.
You have to coordinate with others. You have to track your prey.
Uh-huh.
Learn from your mistakes.
So the smarter hunters got the bigger game
Yes.
and then passed on those smarts to their kids.
Exactly. Survival of the fittest.
Brain edition.
Brain addition.
I like it.
And there's another fascinating part of this.
Okay.
Longer childhoods.
Hmm.
Humans are what's called
Neotenous.
neotenous. Yes, meaning we keep those baby-like features
Uh-huh.
and that adaptable, learning-focused brain
Okay.
for much longer than other primates.
So you're saying our extended childhood,
Yeah,
all those years of just playing around,
it seems that way.
were actually crucial
Crucial.
for building human intelligence.
That's pretty amazing.
That is mind-blowing.
Right.
Okay, so our extended childhood is what makes us human.
I would say it's a key ingredient. Yes.
But there are other theories out there, too.
there are.
Like the whole aquatic ape thing.
Right, the aquatic ape.
Yeah.
Always seemed a little fishy to me.
You know, it does explain a few things.
Like what?
Like why we're so sleek
Yeah.
and hairless.
Streamlined?
Yeah.
Uh,
Compared to the hunting ape, it
well-
doesn't really hold up.
Yeah. Doesn't hold water, you could say. Nice. Thank you.
Okay, so hunting it is.
Hunting it is.
But we're not just brainy hunters.
What else are we?
We're also romantic.
Oh.
Humans are unusual for primates.
In what way?
We form long-term pair bonds.
Oh, that's right.
Most of our primate cousins are,
More free-spirited.
let's just say that.
Yeah.
So why the shift to pair bonding in humans?
Well,
I mean, were there really candlelit dinners on the savannah?
not quite candlelit dinners, but think about those early hunters
Yeah.
needing to cooperate,
Uh-huh.
share resources,
Right.
and create a more stable social structure.
To raise those big brain babies.
To raise those big brain babies, exactly.
But how does that lead to romance?
As hunting got more complex,
Yeah.
those expeditions probably lasted longer.
Makes sense.
And the males needed a secure home base
To come back to.
to come back to exactly a place
Which
where,
the females and children
yes,
could be safe.
safe and cared for.
So the hunting grounds led to the nesting grounds.
You could say that, yes, this sense of territoriality
Okay.
combined with the need for dads to stick around.
To help raise the kids.
Yes, it created the perfect conditions
For pair bonding.
for pair bonding to evolve.
So it became a survival advantage.
A survival advantage exactly for both males and females.
To form those strong...
Strong, lasting bonds.
Okay, so hunting led to both.
Our smarts and our love lives.
Amazing.
It is amazing.
Let's get into some of the spicier details
Oh, I love the spacey details.
that Morris talks about.
Let's hear it.
About how humans signal their...
Their interest in each other. The
Yes.
fascinating world of human sexual signaling.
It all starts with that upright posture.
Oh, yeah. Totally different from other primates.
Right.
You think about other primates,
Yeah.
their sexual displays are all about the rear end.
Uh-huh.
But with humans standing up straight,
Yeah.
things shifted to the front.
Wait, are you saying our lips are like a
Yeah.
stand-in for...
That's exactly what Morris suggests.
Oh my gosh.
It's true.
Okay, then there are the breasts
Yes.
brought forward by our upright stance,
Front and center.
a key visual signal.
Key visual signal.
But we're naked apes, right?
We are.
Shouldn't scent be more important?
Well, it's true. We're not as smelly as
Yeah.
some other animals.
Right.
But we haven't lost our sense of smell completely.
We haven't.
No, we still have those specialized scent glands.
Uh-huh.
And they do play a role.
In attraction.
In attraction, yes. Even if we're not
aware of it.
consciously aware of it.
So even with all our clothes
Yeah.
and perfumes, we're still sending out those primal signals.
Oh, okay, we can't escape our biology.
And don't forget about touch.
Oh, yes, touch.
Huge for a hairless ape.
Hugely important for
Comfort.
comfort.
And, well, other things.
Wink, wink.
And speaking of things that set us apart,
Yes.
Morris says something about the female orgasm being
Well,
unique among primates.
yeah. Oh, that's right.
Why would that have evolved?
That is a great question.
What's the evolutionary advantage?
It's puzzled biologists for a long time.
Really?
Morris thinks it might have something to do with,
Pair bonding.
you guessed it, pair bonding.
Makes sense.
Unlike other primates,
Yeah.
where females might mate with multiple males,
Right.
the human pair bond
Encourages.
a more exclusive sexual relationship.
So the female orgasm is like
A bonus feature
to strengthen the bond
to strengthen that bond.
and keep them coming back for more.
You got it.
But here's the thing.
Where's that?
All this primal biology,
Yeah.
does it clash with modern life?
Okay.
I mean, we're
Yeah.
not exactly roaming the savannah anymore.
That is the million-dollar question.
Right.
And it's something Morse really dives into.
He does.
He says our ancient pair bonding system
Yeah.
is under a lot of strain in today's world, especially with cities
all those
and constant exposure to strangers.
It's like my biology screaming territory,
Yeah.
but my culture's telling me to squeeze onto the subway.
Right.
How do we even reconcile those two?
That is a fantastic question.
Is it even possible?
And one we will dive into in our next segment.
Okay.
We're going to explore how humans try to tame those primal urges.
Especially aggression.
Especially aggression.
In the face of modern-day challenges.
It's a constant battle.
Sounds intense.
It can be.
Stay tuned, folks. This deep dive is just getting started.
The best is yet to come. Welcome back, everyone. Last time we were talking about...
that tension between our primal urges
Yes.
and the demands of modern life.
It's a tricky balance.
It is, and I think nowhere is that more obvious.
Then with human aggression,
Right.
we're this weird mix of cooperative and de-competitive.
It's true. We can build these amazing societies,
We can.
but we're also capable of...
Intense conflict.
Yeah, so how do we make sense of that?
Well, Morris dives right into that duality.
Okay.
He says human aggression is a product of both our primate instincts
Okay.
and our carnivore past.
So nature, indie, nurture, all mixed up together?
Exactly. It's not one or the other. It's both.
Okay, I can see that.
Remember that primate hierarchy we talked about?
Competition for resources and status?
Yes. That's still a huge part of who we are biologically.
It plays out everywhere you look.
It really does. Think about office politics.
Oh, yeah.
Or even just trying to get a seat on the subway.
So true.
Now layer on top of that our carnivore heritage
The need to hunt
to defend our territory.
to protect ourselves.
Exactly. We're carrying both of those instincts within us.
So the primate drive for status
Yes.
and the carnivore instinct for survival.
It's a constant tug of war.
No wonder we get stressed out.
Right. And this is where things get even more interesting.
Okay, lay it on me.
Morris takes us into the world of human threat signals.
Threat signals. You mean like a stare down?
That's one example, but think about those little things you do.
When I'm stressed.
Yes, when you're feeling aggressive.
Okay, like nail biting or fidgeting.
Exactly. Morris suggests those are actually signs of
Of what?
what he calls displacement aggression.
Wait, so those nervous habits are rooted in aggression?
It's like your inner ape is saying,
Saying what?
I want to fight, but I can't.
So I'll just bite my nails instead.
You got it. It's channeling that energy into something harmless.
Wow, that's why I always shred my notes in meetings.
It all makes sense now, right?
It does,
Yep.
but it's not just about recognizing our OVN signals.
No, it's also about picking up on those signals from others.
How do we do that?
We're actually really good at it.
At reading other people.
Yes. Morris points out that we're super sensitive to the threat signals of other primates.
We inherited that ability.
We did. It's like we can instinctively tell.
When someone is giving us the evil eye,
Precisely. even if we don't know why.
That's kind of creepy.
It is a little bit, but it's
Yeah.
also fascinating.
Okay, so we've covered hunting and aggression.
We have.
Now, I'm curious about what Morris has to say about religion.
Ah, yes. The link between religion and primate dominance hierarchies.
Okay, that sounds controversial.
It can be, but think about it.
Right.
A dominant primate
Yeah,
is powerful, demands respect, often uses aggression.
to maintain their status.
Exactly. Now compare that to the image of a deity.
Yeah,
In many religions, all-powerful, demanding obedience.
often depicted as wrathful.
Exactly. Do you see the connection?
I do, actually.
Yeah.
So he's saying that believing in God
Or gods.
is just a primal instinct to submit to authority.
He's suggesting it might be linked to that instinct, yes.
It's like religion formalizes that submission.
In a way, yes. It creates a structure where individuals
Give up some control.
to a higher power.
I can see how that would have been helpful.
For early humans.
Yeah, for promoting cooperation and reducing conflict.
Exactly. Essential for survival.
But what about today?
That's the question, isn't it?
Does this instinct still have any relevance?
Morris argues that it can be exploited.
Leading to blind obedience?
And abuses of power.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack.
There is, when it comes to aggression,
And how it shapes us.
both individually and as societies.
Okay, let's shift gears for a bit.
Sounds good.
We've talked about hunting, aggression, even religion.
Right.
What about something more down to earth?
Like
Eating.
Ah, yes, feeding the naked ape.
One of my favorite topics.
It's a fascinating chapter full of insights.
Into our relationship with food.
Exactly. Morris starts by pointing out that our eating habits
Are a blend of primate and carnivore influences?
we are omnivores, but with this serious craving for meat.
Tell me something I don't know.
Well, think about this.
Okay.
We evolved from plant-eating primates,
Uh-huh.
but then we adopted this hunting lifestyle.
Which meant more meat.
A lot more meat, and this had a big impact.
On how we prepare our food.
You're talking about cooking.
Yeah, why did humans start cooking?
It made meat safer to eat, for one thing,
Easier to digest.
and less likely to carry parasites.
Okay, that makes sense.
But Morris suggests there's more to it than that.
Like what?
Think about how cooking transforms flavors.
It does.
This taps into our primate heritage.
Okay.
Primates have a much wider range of taste preferences.
Then carnivores.
Yes, and they're drawn to sweet, ripe fruit.
So we're not just after savory, meaty flavors
No, we also want sweetness and variety.
because of our primate ancestors.
Exactly. We're hardwired to crave those interesting flavors.
That explains a lot.
It does. And speaking of sweet things,
Yeah, Morris talks about our love for sugar.
our biological reasons for that sweet tooth?
What's the evolutionary reason?
Well, remember, ripe fruit is a primary food source
For primates.
for primates. And it's naturally sweet.
So we inherited that preference.
We did. It's a sign of energy-rich food
Makes sense. But what about those times?
when you just need that chocolate bar.
Yes.
Yeah?
Especially when I'm stressed.
You've hit on another key point.
Which is?
Remember those displacement activities?
Yeah.
We can displace anxiety and stress into eating behaviors.
So it's not always about hunger.
Not always. It's often about comfort.
So my late night ice cream binge
Is your body trying to cope?
makes me feel a bit better about it.
Morris calls this displacement eating.
Displacement eating.
Recognizing those patterns can be really helpful.
So if I realize I'm reaching for comfort food,
When you're not actually hungry,
yeah, maybe I can find another way to de-stress.
like taking a walk or talking to a friend,
So understanding our eating habits.
can help us make healthier choices.
I like that. This is all fascinating.
It is. But I'm curious.
What about it?
What about the flip side of all this?
Of aggression and the drive for food.
Yes. What about comfort and relaxation?
We're not always on edge.
Thankfully, no. And that brings us to another chapter.
Where Morris explores.
The origins of human comfort behaviors.
Starting with grooming.
Something you see across almost all primate species.
Oh yeah, I've seen those nature documentaries.
The monkeys spend hours picking at each other's fur.
I always thought it was just about hygiene.
Like a monkey spa day.
Exactly. But Morris argues there's more to it than that.
It's a powerful form of social bonding.
So it's more about connection than just getting clean.
It strengthens relationships, reduces tension, reinforces those bonds.
And here's where things get really interesting.
Tell me more.
Morris proposes that talking is our version of grooming.
Wait, what? Talking is like picking fleas off each other.
Well, not literally.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
But think about it.
Okay, I'm thinking.
When we engage in casual conversation,
Small talk.
we're not always exchanging vital information
Sometimes it's just chit-chat.
about the weather or whatever.
Exactly. And Morris suggests that this grooming talk
Grooming talk, I like it.
serves the same function as primate grooming.
It strengthens social bonds,
Reaffirms our connection to the group.
helps us navigate social life.
It's all connected.
So all those hours I spend texting my friends,
Are fulfilling an ancient primate need?
that's wild.
Yeah.
But what about other comfort behaviors?
Like what?
Like taking a hot bath or reading a good book?
Those are great examples.
Those don't seem very grooming-like.
Well, Morris suggests those comforts
Yeah.
are extensions of that need for safety and security,
A warm bath mimics being held.
just like we were as infants.
And reading a book can transport us
To another world.
away from stress and worry,
It's like we're creating those comforting experiences.
even as adults.
Exactly.
What about those quirky habits?
Like biting your nails or twirling your hair.
Yeah. Are those related?
Morris connects those back to displacement activities,
Right, channeling nervous energy.
into something harmless.
It's all about comfort,
In a way, yes. It's about soothing ourselves.
even if we don't realize it.
Exactly.
So all these little comforts, from the profound to the quirky.
We're helping us navigate this complex world.
I like that idea. It makes me feel less weird.
About my own quirks?
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Okay, so we've talked about comfort,
We have.
but what about exploration?
Another fundamental aspect of human behavior.
What does the zoologist have to say about that?
He starts by pointing out that exploration
Yeah.
is a fundamental drive for most mammals. But it takes on a whole new level of complexity.
In humans.
In humans, we're not just exploring for food or shelter.
What else are we exploring for?
We're exploring for knowledge, for beauty, for the thrill of discovery,
We've explored the depths of the ocean.
the vastness of space, the intricacies of the human brain.
It's like our curiosity has no limits.
Exactly. And Morris suggests that this curiosity
Yeah.
is a key factor in our success as a species.
So it's what drives us to invent and create and build.
It pushes us to learn and grow and expand our understanding.
So our inner explorer is wired into our biology.
That's the idea. It's not just a personality trait,
It's something deeper.
much deeper. And it's not just about satisfying our own curiosity.
Okay.
Morris argues that this drive to explore
Is connected to our social nature. So I usually think of exploring as a solo thing.
Think about how we share our discoveries with others.
We tell stories
We create art, we do scientific research,
to try to make sense of the world.
and then we share that understanding.
We love those aha moments.
And we love to share them.
So this sharing of knowledge,
There's another form of social bonding
it strengthens our connection.
and contributes to the collective wisdom of our species,
So even our most intellectual pursuits.
are driven by a need for connection.
It's a beautiful way to think about it.
It is. And it brings us back to the central theme.
Understanding our naked ape nature.
Can help us understand human behavior.
We've covered so much ground,
From the savannah to the city.
from hunting to grooming to ice cream binges.
It's been quite a journey.
It has. But where do we go from here?
That's what we'll explore in our final segment.
Get ready to delve into the modern implications
Of being a naked ape.
in a world that's constantly evolving.
Stay tuned for more.
All right, so we've explored our inner hunter, our romantic side,
The love of food.
our complicated relationship with aggression,
Even our curiosity.
but to really understand ourselves as naked apes.
I think we need to talk about
I think of food.
the ape in the zoo.
Uh-huh. I like what you did there. But you're right. Morris compares us to our primate cousins.
Even in captivity.
Yeah. And he points out how those artificial environments
The ones we create for zoo animals and for ourselves in cities can lead to some strange behaviors.
is a bit unsettling when you think about it.
It is, but it's also insightful.
So give me an example.
Okay, think about those repetitive actions you do.
When I'm stressed,
Yeah, or bored.
like pacing or biting my nails.
Exactly. Morris calls those stereotypical behaviors.
Stereotypical behaviors.
And he noticed that animals in captivity do the same things.
Really?
They pace in their cages, they rock back and forth.
So it's like those confined spaces trigger these behaviors
Whether it's a literal cage or just feeling trapped.
in a routine
Yes, it's like our minds are rebelling
against those limitations.
in our natural drive to explore.
Makes me think about how much we try to control our lives.
Especially in cities.
Maybe we need to design things differently,
Give ourselves more room to roam.
both physically and mentally.
I think that's a great idea.
It brings us back to one of Morris's big questions.
If our biology is rooted in our primate past,
How much can we really change?
and what does that mean for the future?
It's a bit daunting.
To think about all those ancient forces shaping our behavior.
It is, but I also think there's something empowering about it.
How so?
By understanding those primal instincts,
Yeah.
we can make more conscious choices
About how we live our lives.
how we design our society
We interact with each other.
and the world around us.
Exactly.
So it's not about denying our naked ape nature
It's about understanding it
and working with it.
to create a better future.
I love that. This has been an amazing journey.
It really has.
We've learned so much.
About our primal urges, our need for comfort, our drive to explore.
It's giving me a new appreciation for our species,
We're complex and messy.
but also capable of incredible things.
Maybe the key is embracing both sides.
Our primal instincts and our capacity for change?
It's an ongoing journey of discovery.
Well said. Well, that's all the time we have for today.
But the conversation doesn't have to end here.
I hope this deep dive into the naked ape
Has given you some food for thought.
about the fascinating world of human behavior.
Until next time, keep exploring.